Just like this thumbnail said, smoking hot deal on Morgan silver dollars. We're going to get into it, my friends. Help me out with the thumbs up. That really helps with the videos to get out to more and more people. Let's make this channel grow. We're still looking for 7,500 subscribers so we can get on the Pinbacks giveaway. I know what now Pinbacks is going to send me. I talked with them yesterday. We got this Morgan dollar deal for you as well. I got to have a few minutes here to tell you what's going on with the Morgan dollar deal, my friends. Then we will get into what's going on with the shop. Okay, you got to give me a few minutes here. I normally don't do this at the beginning of the video, but I think it's too important to not talk about this in more detail today. So let's just get into it. As I said, I know what's coming for the giveaway. I'm not going to announce that yet. I've not received the box yet. It's on its way to me. So you're going to be very happy with this. That's what I'll say. So make sure you are subscribed. I talked to Michael at Pinbacks yesterday for about 40 minutes or so. 45 minutes. And we came up with a deal for Morgan 1921 Morgan dollars, my friends. They're all going to be 1921s, okay? They're all going to be in very good plus condition, okay? Very good plus. And Mike said they're probably going to be a lot of more on the plus side, but he don't want to confirm that 100%. And I don't blame him because there's people out there will say, well, I don't agree with that grade. I don't agree with that grade. But he says everybody's been happy who's got these coins so far. So here's the deal. You're going to get 40 of them at this price. Now, if you want less, you can get less. They're a little bit more. But your best bang for your buck right now is 40 or more. They're $32.75. Look, I checked this morning. I'm seeing calls out there from online dealers at $33.95. If you don't believe me, check the online dealers out, my friends. Morgan and Peace dollars are getting very hard to source. And I asked, and they're not making a lot of money off this deal. These are priced to move. They should be higher. Okay, we got an offer from our dealer today at the shop. He knows we're out. He got 100 of them in. Mixed. These were mixed Morgan and Peace dollars in about the same grade. He wanted 35 bucks a piece for them. Where do I go? Where do we put them? Where does the owner of the shop put these at price? We're paying, if we're going to pay 35, where do we price them at? Okay, we just, what, we're going to make a buck? 36, we're going to make 200 bucks. We're going to go to 37, make 400 bucks off the deal. Look, I told the dealer that we deal with, I was like, I don't want them. Not for that price. I can't physically wake up each morning and say, I gave a customer a good deal. Not with that price. Not where we're at now. Not where silver price is at now, my friends. I just can't, we just can't do it at the shop. So we just said, no, we don't want them. You know, I said, I'll be more comfortable paying around 31, 32 and charging 33 for this, for them. Look, we just sold, we don't even have these in yet. We just sold a big lot to another person for 33 bucks. So Pinbacks is actually beating us out in the pricing point right now. Where do we go? Like I said, where do we go with the pricing? If you're a shop owner, you're a business owner, you're buying something for 35 bucks, where do you go with the pricing after that? You just can't break even for it. You got to charge a little premium on the back end of it. This is why coin shops don't make a lot of money. Online dealers don't make it. They got to move inventory to make anything. And that's a heck of a deal from Pinbacks this week, my friend. So we gotta thank Pinbacks right now in the comment section. Even if you're not buying them this week, that's a heck of a deal for that grade. Yeah, they're all 1921s. I want to make that perfectly clear. You might get these, you might get S-Mint marks as well, but at the end of the day, who really cares? Is adding silver weight to your stack. And this is what it's all about right now. It's adding the silver weight. You know, yeah, calls are great, you know. But why pay more? That's all I'm saying. I'm seeing a trend right now with Morgan and peace dollars. I've been on this since I've been seeing this trend happen. And nobody is really talking about this on YouTube about the Morgan and peace dollars, how hard to gain, hard to get. I'm seeing the front lines, my friends. We got a great sponsor, Pinbacks, telling me they're seeing the same gosh darn thing out there. What's going on in the market? So we can't make this stuff up. You folks have even put in comments saying you're seeing harder to track this Morgan and peace dollars down. There you have it. I mean, I come on here, I'm seeing frontline action, I'm breaking the news as it comes to me, my friends, what I'm seeing on the front lines. And it's hard to keep up. It is very hard to keep up. What's going on in other news? Well, other news from President Trump, he's still demanding Jerome Powell to cut interest rates by 1%. Look, if we get any rate cut in September, which I do believe we're going to get a rate cut in September. I do believe it's going to be a 0.25%, a 0.25% rate cut. We're going to start seeing silver and gold tick up. You're going to start seeing stuff moving, my friends, in middle of September. If Jerome Powell caves and goes 0.5%, 75%, 0.75%, or if he does what Trump wants, we're going to have high inflation, my friends. We got to be careful with rate cuts right now. We got to be careful. We can't go too fast. You know, as I said before, Jerome Powell has 2 mandates by Congress. Jerome Powell don't work for President Trump. He works for the American people. Now, we can say he's doing a bad job, good job, whatever. However you want to rate him. That's either here or there. He is trapped. No matter what he does, somebody's not going to be happy. And where do you go with the rate cuts? You know, we don't know what's going to happen. Any rate cut, it's going to push silver and gold up higher and higher. The more of a rate cut, the more you're going to see silver and gold zoom up. I'm just getting people prepared what's coming. We're not going to see the inflation hit right off the bat. That's going to be several months down the road. That might even come right before Jerome Powell leaves if we start cutting rates in September. Right before he gets out in May of 2026. Then where's the blame going to go? When we see high inflation, who's going to take the blame then? The blame, it's not just on this administration. All right, we got to make that crystal clear. It's about government spending from all administrations, my friends. If you really want change in this country, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not so much who's in the White House. It's your Congress people and your senators that you send to Washington, D.C. Those are the people we got to get out. You want real change? Change Congress. Change the Senate. Change the people out of those positions. Look, some of these people have been in there for 40 years. They've been in there too long. We got to change the Congress and the Senate if you want real change. They're the ones who make the laws. And whoever the president is at the time, either, so far it's all been he's the one that signs the bill into law. That's how it works, for the most part. Yes, sometimes the president can do executive orders as well. But I believe they only have so many for a term or for every year, whatever the case may be. I'm not into that really. But that's how it works. So we can't blame everything on Biden. We can't blame everything on President Trump. Most of the blame is your Congress and your Senate. That's where the laws are made. Your Congress and your Senate, that's where the laws are actually made. And I hate to bust people's bubbles, but that's how it works. That's where it comes down to be. And where do we go from here? I'm trying my best to stack. It's not easy. You know, it seems like as soon as I talked about what I'm stacking, I'm going very hard on Morgan and Peace dollars. That seems like it was just like a change. And I don't know if it's just bad timing for me or what. But do I have to, now what do I have to think about is, do I have to change my stacking strategy? Going back to more silver quarters, more silver dimes. Those are not cheap either. Nothing's getting cheaper. Silver's back over 38. Okay, silver's back over $38 an ounce. You know, people say it's manipulated. Well, fine. Let them manipulate it all they want. Because I tell you this. I'll tell you this, my friends. Let them play their game. Use their game against them. Keep stacking as you can. You know, it will break one day. I can't tell you when. I can't say it's going to happen in September. I can't tell you it's going to happen in October. I can't tell you it's going to happen in 2026. The game will end. The COMEX and the LBMA don't have the supply. All right, we're seeing record numbers leaving the COMEX. Record numbers. Where is it going? Where's all this silver and gold going? So is BlackRock buying it all up? Is China buying it up? Is India buying it up? Who is buying all this? Who's taking it off the COMEX? They're taking off more off the COMEX than is going in. It's public information. All you do is look it up. This is what's happening. Yes, I do believe it's manipulated, especially silver more so. Silver is used in just about everything we use in our daily lives. Whatever you're watching me on right now, it's got silver in it. So, you know, it's got a little bit of silver in it. And where does that silver go when that device breaks? It goes in the landfill. It's not getting recycled because it's not cost effective to recycle it. That's where it's going, my friends. The landfills. You know, people joke. Well, maybe one day we mine the landfills. Yeah, maybe one day. But silver's got to go way up for that even to be a consideration, even if it's worth to mine it at that time. You know, we got to think outside the box. If you see a deal, you're able to afford that deal, pick it up. Remember, we're not spending nothing. We're not spending these. We're taking this garbage. We're taking this garbage and we're getting physical money. Physical money. Real assets. Not some Ponzi scheme like Bitcoin, meme coins, stable coin. It's a stable. And someone asked me this in the comments a few videos ago. How stable is really a stable coin? Really? There's no this thing as a stable coin like that. It's not physical. It's digital, my friends. You're going to trust a computer system tell you have XYZ amount in the bank? You're going to trust a computer system that you have XYZ of this meme coin or this Bitcoin crap? You're really going to trust that computer system? Digits on the screen. You know, what happens if you lose your password? What happens your cell phone gets broken? What happens your laptop gets fried? Your computer gets fried. And you need to get a new computer, but okay, how are you going to do that? Well, your computer's fried. Maybe you can do it on your cell phone. Or maybe you're going to run down to Best Buy or Walmart, get a new computer, and upload all your passwords again, blah, blah. Hopefully you have them written down somewhere. And that's the problem with digital currencies, my friends. It's too risky. And that's just the truth. I'm sorry. That is just the truth. It does not have no history, hardly any history of value whatsoever. you know, it's got no value. If you really think about it, what is it really? A Bitcoin, there's no this thing it's not a coin. It's just numbers on a screen. You know, I heard another YouTuber say this, and I believe it was Steve Poplar from the Poplar Pyramid. He was talking about some kind of fiat coin, and he asked, this was a couple weeks ago, he asked, how much is a fiat really worth? If you stop and think about that, people are investing in these crazy meme coin names, and it's just about a name. That's what it is. And they say it's a group of people. It's a group of people, the community. And you're trusting the community, but these whales come in and they buy it up. And then we get the rest of the crowd comes in there. So the rest of the crowd, okay, I'll put a little bit in. This person says, I'll put a little bit in. This person says, I'll put a little bit in. Then that big wheel comes in and says, I'll take everything. Thank you. And this is what's left for what you had put in. You may put a lot more in. Silver and gold has never been worth zero. Always been worth something. Silver and gold are not there to get you rich. Silver and gold are to protect your wealth. To protect you against this. That's what silver and gold is there, this my friend. Until people figure that out, till the average American figures this out, how much could you get with this back in the 50s, in the 40s? Explain to me why a silver quarter has a silver value of over $6 right now, probably over $7 right now. Explain that to me, and this is only still a buck. Explain that to me. I'm trying to figure that one out, not because silver and gold's gone up. Okay, it's not because silver and gold's gone up. This has been eroded away. You know, I've shown the Pepsi indicator on this channel. I've shown the candy bar indicator on this channel. I've shown when I bought different types of silver on this channel, what it cost now. Okay, if people bought silver or converted for silver in 2022, 2023, 2024, we're only in 2025. You have done quite well for yourselves. But you got to take inflation out of that. Once you take inflation out of that, it's kept up with inflation. You might make a little bit off of it, okay? Yeah, you might gain a little bit more off of it, depending on what you're buying. If you use the Pepsi indicator, and like I said, if you took 4 quarters back in 2007, and you took these to the coin shop in 2007, is that 4 there? No, that's 3 there. Well, let me add one more. You took 4 silver quarters. You could get 4 Pepsis, 4 12 packs of Pepsi for $10, and still have change left over. Today, you can take those 4 silver quarters, get your 4 packs of Pepsi when it's on sale, though. Okay, both times when it was on sale, you still get change back. But where are you going to get your other $10 from if you didn't have silver? That's how much inflation has gone up since 2007, my friends. We're not going that far back. That's how much your dollar's gotten eroded away. That's just the truth right there. You know, you don't have to go that far back. We'll just go a few years back and look what has happened with prices. Look at your light bill from 2 years ago. Look at your light bill today. Look at your cable bill from 2 years ago. Look at your food bill from 2 years ago. Look what it is today. People, and look at the size of the products you're getting. On top of it, they're getting smaller. And they've gone up in price. So you got inflation on top of shrinkflation. Figure that one out. We need more silver. We need more gold. Keep up with me, my friends. I'm gonna do everything I can to tell you guys what's going on in the market, what I'm seeing for changes in the market. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Let Pimbex know I sent you. Thank you once again, Michael and Brian from channel sponsor Pimbex. Thank you to the viewer, because it's not possible without you. If you have any questions for me about silver, gold, or platinum, reach out to me in my email. That's in every single description of every single video. I'm happy to help anybody out there. All you do is email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Normally within 48 hours, but it's a lot of times it's a lot less. If I happen to miss your email me again. Say, hey, wake up, Coin Shop Chris, my second attempt. That will get my attention a lot faster. Thanks for watching. Crazy Coin Shop Chris is out.